Camberman 1,
2, 3,
4,
5,
6,
7,
8,
9,
10, 11,
12.
When people hear the words space exploration, they think of science fiction movies they might have seen or science fiction books they might have read. They might think of a show like Star Trek, and they might think of phrases like, to boldly go where no man has gone before, or space, the final frontier. They might also think of little gray aliens amongst the stars that we're searching for. But that's not all about what the space exploration program is about. Space exploration benefits humans in a number of ways. Not just to help us as far as survival goes, but it also benefits us for the economy and for just the comfort of everyday life. There are some misconceptions when people think about the space program. They think we've already been to space, that it's a waste of money. It's just a matter of people dressing up in spacesuits and playing in space. Tiga Jessa of University Today says, a lot of Americans ask, why waste the money up in space when we can use it down here? Like I said, that's a misconception, because the money is spent down here. The money goes to helping the economy by creating jobs for NASA. Countless salaries are paid, not just for the workers, but for the scientists involved in every single mission that NASA does. There's also investments from private funding. Major companies and corporations that play a major role in the U.S. economy are also affected by this. Boeing is one of NASA's contracts, and not only do they benefit economically from this, but they also benefit from the innovations that are made by NASA. To find out more about the improvements made to things like aviation safety, you can look at www.nasa.gov and find a lot of the different improvements to aviation safety alone. There's also a lot of improvements that are made from the innovations of spin-off technologies from the NASA program. The insulation that is in everybody's homes is actually based off of the technology that they use to insulate the space shuttle. The jaws of life that are used to rescue people from car wrecks are actually based off of the system used to separate the space shuttle from its boosters. The artificial heart is actually resulted from experiments that were done on board the space shuttle. Satellite technology that we use every day, not just for our GPS systems, but also for the weather, resulted from innovations from the space program. Even like your cell phones, the miniaturized integrated circuits in your cell phones, computers, are made from innovations from the space program. There's a wonderful article on www.boeing.com, an article named NASA Explores and Humanity Benefits, that goes through many more of these innovations and spin-off technologies than what I've already talked about. So, in conclusion, the space program is not just about men going in space for the sake of being in space. The space program is much more than that. So much of our so much of the benefits from these technologies have been so intertwined with our everyday life that we simply take it for granted. We have to remember not to neglect that these technologies were born from the efforts of the space program. And funding for the space program is very important to our humanity. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Do you have any idea what NASA is doing about all the space junk that we put up into orbit around the Earth?
I actually don't. But you can review that, I'm sure, at nasa.gov. Yes, ma'am.
Do they have any of those innovations that are coming out based on what was done before the whole program goes kaput? Do you know if they've had any new things that they haven't told us about?
One of the more recent innovations that they worked on is turning used water, wastewater, into drinkable water. Any more questions? Just one more question.
What about a lot of classes would be able to, I guess, get funded to do experiments on the spaceships whenever they would go out on missions? Would they still be able to do that, or would it only be focused towards specific inventions that they're trying to test out?
I really don't know the answer to that question either.